On January 23, 2026, Operation Hadin Kai forces arrested a 65-year-old woman named Hauwa Abulazeez in Askira Uba local government area. But this grandmother is not who you would expect to be involved in such serious criminal activity. According to the Joint Task Force spokesman, Lieutenant Colonel Sani Uba, this woman is allegedly at the center of a major drug supply network that has been feeding Boko Haram terrorists operating in several communities across Borno State. The troops acting on intelligence arrested the woman under Operation Desert Sanity 5, and what they discovered was shocking. Military sources say she is believed to be a key supplier to Boko Haram elements operating in communities like Askira Uba, Rumiago, Gwahi, Wamdio, Uvu, and Gaya. This is not just about someone selling on a small scale. We are talking about a grandmother who allegedly served as a major distribution channel, moving large quantities to one of the most dangerous terrorist organizations in West Africa. Now, you might be wondering why this matters so much. Well, the connection between drugs and terrorism in the Northeast is deeper than most people realize. Research has shown that Boko Haram fighters have long relied on drugs to carry out their violent operations. These substances are used to boost courage before attacks, numb fear during combat. The terror group needs a steady supply chain to keep their fighters drugged and ready for violence, and that is where people like this alleged supplier come in. What makes this arrest particularly significant is that it shows how Boko Haram maintains its operations. These terrorists do not just rely on weapons and ammunition. They need logistic support from ordinary civilians who blend into communities and supply them with everything from food to drugs. When troops cut off these supply lines, they are hitting the terrorists where it hurts, disrupting their ability to function effectively. Think about it for a moment. A 65-year-old woman living in a community, someone who could be anybody's grandmother, allegedly playing such a critical role in fueling terrorism. It reminds us that the fight against insurgency is not just about soldiers and terrorists clashing in the bush. There are people living among us, hiding in plain sight, who enable violence through their actions. This is why intelligence gathering and community cooperation are so essential in this fight. Before you go anywhere, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we bring you the latest updates on security situations across Nigeria and beyond. Do not miss out on important news like this. Now, what happens next with this case? The military says the woman is in custody and will face prosecution. This sends a strong message to others who might be involved in similar activities. If you supply terrorists with anything, whether it is drugs, food, information, or weapons, you are a combatant enemy and you will be treated as such. Age, gender, or community status will not protect anyone from facing justice. For communities in the Northeast, this arrest should serve as a wake-up call. Everyone needs to be vigilant about suspicious activities in their neighborhoods. That quiet person running a small business could be moving contraband to terrorists. That elderly person who keeps to themselves might be coordinating supply operations. Community members must work with security forces by reporting suspicious behavior because terrorism cannot thrive without local support systems. The military deserves credit for this operation. Intelligence-led operations like this one show that security forces are getting better at identifying and targeting terrorist support networks. It is not enough to just fight the militants in the field. You have to cut off their supplies, their funding, their information sources, and everything else they need to survive. Every arrest like this makes it harder for Boko Haram to operate effectively. If you found this video informative and eye-opening, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Let's spread awareness about what is really happening in the fight against terrorism in Nigeria. Your engagement helps us continue bringing you important news stories. As we watch how this case unfolds in the coming weeks, one thing is clear. The fight against Boko Haram is far from over, but operations like this show that progress is being made. Every terrorist supporter arrested is one less person helping to perpetrate violence against innocent Nigerians. Every supply line disrupted means fewer attacks on communities. Every intelligence operation conducted brings us closer to lasting peace in the Northeast. This grandmother's arrest might seem like just one story, but it represents a much larger battle being fought daily by our security forces to protect Nigerian lives and restore normalcy to communities that have suffered for too long.